And I would say the biggest takeaway is that this industry is resilient. We survived 2020 as an essential and showing how important we are to every person in this globe as it relates to providing comfort, safety, and other things through heating, cooling, and water heating. And I think that continued in 2021 as we looked at the impact of supply chains and supplies, but we all prospered and our customers got the equipment they needed, they got the services they needed, and the comfort they needed to work from home or to improve their schools and businesses so that they would feel comfortable working there as well. So I think 2021 was a year of resilience and delivering for our customers.
So some of my top takeaways from 2021 is to be prepared. Preparation is key to anything. And I mean, we're constantly running into problems and issues in the last couple of years. So be prepared, plan ahead. Secondly is to work on your internal customer. We know how hard it's been with personnel in the last year or two and how hard it's probably going to continue to be. So let's keep who we have. Number 3 is to improve on our internal efficiencies. You know, with so many price increases coming up or in the past and coming up, we need to make every minute count. And the last thing is to keep inventory on hand if you can possibly afford it. It's been a big help. We keep it on hand. It's been a big help, and please do if you can.
Let's see, my top takeaway from 2021, aside from the fact that my Eagles will end up being just mediocre enough to ruin their draft status in 2022. For the industry, I would say, we learned just how vulnerable our supply chains are as an industry and how far we have to go as an industry and a supply chain to become more resilient and really honestly adjust to being a more global supply chain and get better in the future.
2021 was the most unusual year I've seen in my 58 years in the industry. We have long become accustomed to change. However, the issues we had to deal with through 2021 were different than anything we have ever experienced in the past. We began with having to deal with COVID protocols with new methods for dealing with our customers and ended with shortages of equipment, materials, and labor. Those were unlike anything we've ever experienced. Ironically, and fortunately, through it all, business has been very good. As the head of our company, I'm extremely proud of our people and how they've adopted and adapted and worked overtime to help us get through all the challenges of 2021.
So as I look at the greatest takeaways from 2021, I would have to say it's industry neutral. From the standpoint that certainly our greatest takeaway, and I think most every company that exists, has been to learn how to manage our businesses in a true crisis. We've had what are considered to be crises in the past, 2008, etc., but there's never been a time like this in any of our lives where we've had a pandemic as well as a supply chain crush. So I think having to learn how to manage ourselves through that to sustain our businesses has been the single greatest takeaway.
2021 is underscored now more than ever. America's HVAC contractors must have a strong presence both in Washington, D.C. and in all 50 state capitals. As the nonprofit, nonpartisan, member-driven voice of America's HVACR contractors, ACCA is and will continue to be at the forefront advocating on the day's most pressing issues such as taxes, healthcare, and regulation. When ACCA speaks to elected leaders, they listen. They know we bring them the voice of the HVACR contractor, which they now understand due to our hard work is essential to our country and world. That voice comes from thousands of member companies we represent, and our research combined, they make a powerful and influential case for our advocacy. Because of ACCA's credibility, we are asked to bring the contractor's perspective to Congress, state capitals, and the courts, and the media. So for 2021, takeaway is that stuff has been so critical.